The Fallout show is pretty good, which does not surprise me at all, since the executive producer and director of some episodes is Jonathan Nolan, also known as the director and producer of Westworld, one of my personal favorite shows ever. So for all of you Fallout fans out there, make sure to watch Westworld, as I will not talk about that show too much, so you don't even have to worry about spoilers, but I will talk a bit about the Fallout show. I wanted to look not so much at the main characters like Lucy or Maximus, but mainly the backstory, or otherwise known as the pre-war stories we get to consume. Fallout takes place in what seems to be the future after a Cold War-like scenario. The tension between USA and Russia, as well as many other countries, rises until it suddenly escalates, allegedly. And in the very first scene of episode 1 of Fallout, we are already introduced to what seems to be the big climax of this tension. Just like the games, we are introduced to a form of censorship, something that is common to a world containing tragedies. Just think of how many people you know that are not willing to talk about tragedies or negative news, censoring their thoughts to protect them from depression. People refuse to believe the harsh and dark truth that death and decay is around the corner. At the party of this young kid, it seems that no one is truly concerned of what is to come. Radios delivering the news, a TV broadcasting a man uncertain of even there being a tomorrow, all get turned off so that the people can live their life without worry. Instead of worrying about their safety, they worry about the fun their kid has. When Cooper Howard declines putting the thumbs up because of the tension and the potential threat of a bomb dropping, it shows how he is the only one who truly cares. When his daughter asks why he won't do it, he tries to explain to his daughter in the least concerning way he can. When the bomb drops, Janie seems to be the only one to pick it up, and because of the explanation of Cooper Howard, she remains pretty calm, asking, "Is it your thumb or mine?" Apart from Cooper Howard and his daughter Janie, it seems that no one at the party even notices the bomb being dropped. Blinded by comfort and celebration, only when it's too late and they have already been hit by the shockwave do they run to their probably not so safe basement. What I love about this scene, at least the build up to the scene, is how incredibly realistic it is. In the Cold War, things were similar. Americans were told not to be worried, to live their lives and not to think of the war. Similarly, another Amazon Prime show did this too. In The Boys, Homelander tells citizens to go live their lives, go to their theaters, even though there is a potential super terrorist, who I won't name for spoiler reasons, on the loose. But even a better example of this censorship and being blinded by comfort, or being afraid of feeling fear, is the entire character of Cooper Howard. This man went through a lot and has seen all sides, but even he is still having doubts about the government and Vault-Tec. Even though this man is so incredibly patriotic that he named his dog after a United States president, the one and only Roosevelt, who was president during the Second World War. Even so, Cooper Howard still has his doubts about Vault-Tec, despite the fact that he is so incredibly patriotic. I want to look at a scene where he and his wife talk about potentially living in a vault. Something as small as not being able to bring a dog to the vault gets Howard to question everything. The rules seem unreasonable and have no arguments as to why not. His wife seems to know something that Cooper does not. He notices this but still tries to trust in his wife, even though he later gets a confirmation from Moldaver that things aren't as pure as his wife tries to make them out to be. Censorship is everywhere, not just in Fallout. It's kind of ironic that the company that is producing this show is Amazon, a company that does not shy away from mistreating its employees and also underpaying them, even though it seems that every big show Prime puts out criticizes these practices. The irony is almost laughable, not gonna lie, but they're not the only example. Look at a comment section of a big politician and find that the most negative comments are removed. Similarly, people refuse to be engaged in the news, as I mentioned before. whatever is going on in Israel and Palestine or Ukraine, they don't want a word from it. While being driven by fear, it's easy to be manipulated with lies, to take away worry. They're unsafe more than anyone else. Just so you know, it is okay to read or hear negative news. It's good, actually. It's okay to be saddened by all the tragedies going on, but at the end of the day, this is how we survive. We confront conflict and then learn from it. But back to Fallout. In the finale, we hear the terrifying truth. The bombs dropped in episode 1 were not from Russia, nor from other countries.
It's a fun idea. There's a lot of earning potential with the end of the world. But we're talking about making a significant investment based on a hypothetical. How can you guarantee results?
By dropping the bomb ourselves.
They were dropped by Vault-Tec themselves to create a monopoly. They used the rising tension between the countries to their advantage. People choose to ignore danger because they did not want to be afraid. The ones that were afraid played right into Vault-Tec's hands, buying a home in the vault to be experimented on, to be controlled by a monopoly. Vault-Tec burned everything and everyone around them to protect that monopoly, and people were still unaware. If Moldova never showed up, they would have been in control of the only living society ever, and no one would have dared to do anything because of their fear of the truth. With an executive producer and director like Jonathan Nolan, it is no surprise that Fallout is as good of a show as it is. It's by no means perfect, but it's still pretty good even with its flaws. It tells a story of corruption, fear and war, and it does so in a thrilling and heartbreaking way. And I said it before and I'll say it again, if you like this show, you've got to check out Westworld. It's pretty hard to find it on a streaming service, depending on where you live, but it should be on HBO Max. And if you like videos like this, please leave a thumbs up. I'd love to make this my job one day, and I cannot do that without you. While you're down there, make sure to subscribe and leave a comment. And I just wanted to say that I love you guys for the support that I've been getting the last few days. And make sure to have a great day. Okie dokie. Bye.